Big Boy's neighborhood. Ronda Rousey is in the neighborhood, man. And Ronda Rousey, man, keep it real with me. If UFC Octagon, if you were to fight Floyd Mayweather, would he stand a chance in your discipline if he came in, no gloves on, just in karate shorts, just in a, could he stand a chance?
I'll tell you what I'd do. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I would drop down to the ground and crawl over to him as fast as I can. And then I'd grab him by the leg. I wouldn't even stand up. I wouldn't even be anywhere near him.
So
I would just do a little army crawl over there, and he would have to run away, and I would just be skittering after him like the one dude in Bloodsport that was doing like the whole like monkey crawl fight system. I would do that. I would just bear crawl over there, just too low for him to hit me, and I'd tackle him down. That's my plan.
So once you get him to the ground, then that could be it.
What?
Once you get him to the ground, that could be it.
Well, I mean, I spend a lot of time there, and, I doubt that he does.
Man, right. Now, with the actual MMA and just being a fighter, were you in a position where it's like, okay, UFC, we think of MMA, male-dominated sport. Is it harder for a Ronda Rousey to come through and be taken serious? Because now I think that you kind of really validated women in UFC because you're so good. That not that it makes it easier for the other person, but there wasn't a real Ronda Rousey beforehand. We could say, okay, we can compare it to, and they're a beast. Now you're a beast, and people could say, okay, you know what? They can really get in here and fight. You know what I'm saying? Does it? Go ahead.
Well, I think the Olympic medal helps to add credibility, and I think that's why this fight coming up with Sarah on the 22nd is so special, because she also has an Olympic medal. And that's something that the guys haven't been able to do. There's never been a championship fight between two undefeated guys that both have Olympic medals. And you can't look at that and be like, oh, whatever, they're just some fighters' girlfriends. You shouldn't take them seriously. Like, no, these are elite athletes. We're spending the whole month raving about the Olympics right now. How can we be so excited and respect these Olympians right now, but not get the same respect for the same people doing what they learned to do their whole lives in a different venue?
Do you get recognized where you go?
Sometimes,
right.
Some places, depends on where you're
at.
What
about if it is like UFC weekend where everything is intense? I know that you can't walk around then.
Well, I mean, a lot of the people that are like fans and all this stuff like that, they know where all the fighters are staying, and so they got their eye out for you. They're looking around and looking for you. So that's different than I'm driving cross country and I'm stopping through Kansas. Probably no one will recognize me once or something.
The movie theater, was that your last public fight that you had?
Yeah.
Really? So now you really can't fight in public now.
No, I prefer to get paid to fight instead of have to pay to fight.
Yeah. Did you think you were gonna get paid to fight in like lifetime? Like, this is it. Like, I'm really a professional. You hope for it, but did you think like, man, where's the avenues and these doors are closed?
I mean, I hoped for it to be like I would make some money off of it, and then, I might be able to work within, being a coach or open a gym or something later and have some credibility in my name, and that's how I would really, pay my bills. I didn't know that. I mean, I hoped that I'd be able to really make a living off of it, and that would be just my job. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with how things are going. It's been weirdly, like pretty much no obstacle. I mean, there's been a lot of obstacles, but it's gone strangely smooth and strangely quickly, and I'm getting a little bit suspicious, which is why I train so hard. I'm not taking all this for granted. I'm like, something's gonna happen sometime, so I better be sharp.
Do you think that with now women know exactly, or fighters know exactly, like, okay, it's the arm bar, or she's trying to get me on the front, like they think they have a blueprint to how you get down? But do you feel now, do you see more now that there's a fear in somebody's eyes, or did you see that earlier in fights number 1, 2, 3? Because now we know what you can do. So if somebody's on the other side, it was like with Mike Tyson, cats kind of knew, like, man, I'm going to fight him, but shit, that's Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Do you get that look where it's like, this person either coming in for me or they already know.
I mean, I don't assume anything. I assume the person that I'm fighting, doesn't give a damn and is coming out,
Right.
guns blazing. They have nothing to lose and they want what I got.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to assume that the other person's already come in there and beat themselves.
Right.
If they do, awesome. I'm not going to count on it. I'm going to count on them being the best that they could possibly physically ever be in their entire lifetime.
And now the caliber is really, they want you now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they really trying to take exactly what you have right now and lead with it, because you're a franchise fighter. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, pay-per-view, you got my money. I 100% you got my money. And it's after we do my son's birthday party, which is on the same day. Mm-hmm. And I was asking if there's a possibility we could move your fight around. But you don't think that's going to happen? No. So you already trained up for the 22nd, and
that's my day.
Okay, so there's no way that we can talk or you can hurt a rib or something like that?
No. Even if I had a hurt rib, you would never hear about it, and I'd fight with it anyway.
Wow.
I fought with my first pro fight. I had 9 stitches in my foot from my roommate's pit bull bit me in the foot 2 days before the fight.
Into the pit bull, rest in peace.
Yeah.
No. It was my dog's fault. Like my dog, they were fighting, and my dog was on their dog, and she's actually a Dogo Argentino, which is like this big white mastiff.
The whole family fighters.
Yeah. So I kicked my dog off, and poor Pork Chop was like, that's his name, was like flailing around, and was just trying to like get out and just save himself, and he accidentally bit me. But my whole foot was just ripped open.
Damn.
And I remember sitting on the ground of the living room, looking at the hole inside the arch of my foot. There was like on top of it and on the arch, just before it filled up with blood, thinking, my fight. Like that was the only thing I was thinking about. Yeah. And so I had somebody rush me off to like a friend, like a doctor friend's place, where they sewed me up without really, like they kept it really discreet. And I just asked the guy, I'm like, oh, look, if I fight with this, will I physically make myself worse, permanently? And they're like, no, you'll rip your stitches open in one round. But I mean, that's pretty much it. And it'll take longer to heal. I'm like, well, I don't care. So I was like, stitch it out on the outside. I don't care if it scars worse. Just do it like that. And so we got to the weigh-ins, and I found out a way to walk without limping, right, and to just disguise it. The athletic commission asked me to hop on both feet. I did it without flinching anything.
Oh.
We get to the weigh-ins, and they're like, you have to weigh in your underwear. You can't have socks, nothing, no shirt, nothing.
And like, so I'm like, half a foot over here.
Oh my God, I'm starting to panic and stuff like that. And then the girl I was fighting came in 4 pounds heavy. And so, like, I'm drinking all this water trying to get heavier, and then I'm about to weigh in, and I turn to my manager, and I'm like, I think I drank too much water. I'm really, really paranoid. I'm just going to weigh naked. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? You're 4 pounds light. I'm like, I'm getting naked. And I started taking all my clothes off. And then everyone's like, towels, quick, grab towels. They grabbed the towels to like shield myself. And then I jumped on the scale, my back to the room, took my socks off last. Nobody could look. Put my socks back on first. Jumped right back off the scale. And so everyone's like, all right, this chick's nuts, right? And I weighed in like 4 pounds under. They're like, that was absolute for no reason.
Right,
this
take
chick,
all her clothes off.
she just want to get naked. And then, so, and you can't like tape up your foot or anything if you're fighting. Because, right, if you get like caught in a heel hook, it could help you or something like that. And so, but you can have like a sleeve on the outside of your foot. So I got an ankle sleeve. I flipped it upside down so it would cover the whole of my foot. And I spent the entire time in the locker room because I couldn't move. Instead of warming up, I was flirting my ass off with everybody athletic commission, man. If I would just sat there, hey, what's your name?
Right.
Oh, yeah, what's going on? Oh, it's
go ahead
so
and sign
funny.
these gloves, baby.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so
when
it came time to get in there and in the cage, there's like, oh, sorry, honey, we have to check. And so instead of making me take the sleeve off to check for tape, they just stuck their finger in the side of it and felt for tape. And so I got away with that. And so then I get into the cage, and this chick is 6'1". She was all mad dogging me at the weigh-ins.
I think I know her. She works here.
Yeah. And then I have all these stitches in my foot. They're going to burst open at any moment that I walk in there. And then I was like, I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to win this as quick as possible. And I jabbed in. I got very close. I swept her with my foot right on the side of the arch of the foot where the stitches were. Got her down to the ground. I armbarred her in 26 seconds.
Jesus
Jumped up,
Christ.
limped out of there, ate some buffalo wings, and went to work in the morning.
Man, what's your quickest arm bar, your quickest tap out?
My quickest one, I think, is 23 seconds.
Good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, like my first, what was it? 6 fights or 5 fights, 6 fights, including the amateurs. They were all in the first round under a minute. It wasn't until I fought for the championship for the first time that I went over 1 minute in a fight.
Man, I definitely missed the boat on my martial arts, man. Good Lord. Like my son is a little beast.
Yeah.
My son, I don't want you to fight him though. You know, because we love all his limbs and everything. Plus he's only 6. You'll know after you win the fight and come to our house the next day. We got Ronda Rousey in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.
Boy.